We are live. Yes, episode 32, guys. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, we're live, buddy.
Where's your recorder this time? I kind of missed
Or
it.
I'm afraid that Mrs. Cat might be upset if I play a recorder right now.
Are you Mickey Mouse now?
What's that?
I dare you to do a show exactly in that voice the
Man,
whole
I
show.
tried to do a video like that. I got a complaint for it.
Did you really? Well,
Yeah,
you can't make everybody happy.
I know I can't. There's only so much you can do. But anyway, yeah. Welcome to the show. We're gonna have the great Matt Spit, the Tesla Tractor, and now here. We're gonna talk about the use. We're gonna talk about the indexes. Talk about maybe let the tracker here dive a little bit into seasonality, and then talk about the indexes. Talk about some of the big stocks, and of course Bitcoin, and then maybe a couple of cryptos, and try to get through what we can, and then we'll call it a day. So go for it.
Yep. We do have a hard stop at 9 o'clock. So we'll definitely be stopping before 9 o'clock or by 9 o'clock.
Yes. Do you wanna kick off your seasonality tracker?
Let's see. Actually, no. Go ahead and start the indices, and let me get the seasonality report front and center here.
Okay. Yeah, so IWM is actually the thing that impressed me the most today. The way it kind of just gapped up above levels here, even way above the 786 again. Oh, that's on linear scale. It gapped up above the 786, and it held throughout the day, and it even closed a day above the conversion line. But this is going to be your weekly resistance to see if it actually can break above the 229.48. So I'm watching that level really closely, and if it can just continue higher and higher, then perhaps the 886 is next. So I think this is the baby steps back towards all-time highs, and then once this is all-time highs, I think the altcoins and growth and IWM are just going to be very, very, very beautiful. And when we look at the QQQ, yeah, the weekly candle opened up above the conversion line again and just continued to go a little bit higher. Like it was just a very small percentage change today, 0.59%, but it's looking like it's trying to make its way back towards the previous all-time highs. So I'm just looking at 519 to hold as support, and SPY. No change really from last week after that bullish candle breaking above resistance and even getting back above the log scale 585 that I've been talking about for a while now. So just a nice little liquidity grab right there, getting back above levels, trying to make its way back towards the previous all-time highs as well. So all the indices look great. Even IWM is back on track towards all-time highs.
Very cool. Let's see. Well, I do have a little. So there's this little thing that what am I trying to say?
That's what she said.
Danny gave me this little project to work on, and so I've been going through the Larry Williams 2025 his cyclical report. He analyzes things not as an Elliottian, but he does look at things that work in seasonalities and cycles and that kind of thing. And he basically said basically every time you have the year after, it's like the first year of a new term president gets a big bump. And then also every decennial, he calls it, every 5 years, like 95, 2005, 2015, they also have a bullish cycle to them too. And so having 2025, it's the first new term of a new president, even though he's like a returning president. Just like Kat and Matt have been telling you, expect 2025 to be quite bullish. This is the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and I took Larry Williams's projection and I traced it very carefully, and then I overlaid it over the Dow Jones Industrial Average, lined it up. And so what Larry Williams believes is that according to his intra-year seasonality multiplied by the decennial, multiplied by the all these different, and there's a 6-year cycle and an 11-year cycle. It's quite exhaustive the way he does it. Well, it's just suffice to say, he sees we should get a nice bump up all the way up into March, and then maybe a bit of a lull, and then higher into higher into July, and then a fall off into October, and then breaking out with all-time highs towards the end of the year again. And Larry Williams' personal message is buy every dip in the first half of the year, and then caution after that. So why does this look different than last time I looked at it? Sorry.
Wait, what? Buy every dip and then sell in May and go away and then wait. No.
Yeah, like buy every dip. He doesn't say sell in May and go away, but actually that's not a bad. That's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. It just looks really scary from May on out.
It does the way he's got it drawn. So, and he's basically saying we'll get a. See, I thought this was actually just a spike in July. I think June, July. You know what? Let me just go to the source. Hang on a second. Sorry, I thought I had this all. Sometimes when you change between cycle times, like you go from like weekly to daily and then back, and then it changes all your carefully laid lines in the trading view.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Here. Just go to the time frame you drew it on. Yeah. Come on now. Come on.
Well, that's true.
Meow.
Should be on a weekly.
Meow.
Now this still looks weird. Let's see. Where's the thing I just put up here?
That's what she said.
So here's the actual page from the report. Anyway, it's an exclusive thing. I've been doing a video series talking about it. And it's, if you're a Danny subscriber or if you're my subscriber, you'll get to see these videos at no extra charge. So I basically scraped this together. Here's 2025, 2026. Here's July right here. Oh, it does go down to July, and then higher. No, I did it right. It just I don't remember it the same way as I drew it apparently here. But yeah, so sell in May and go away, and then come back in June or so and start buying again. But that's and then it's different, right? So this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So this is industrial production is what he's looking at. And so he thinks that production will peak around here in January. No. Actually, he's got a different thing. It says it peaks around October. And then, so the stocks keep going higher. But after industrial production peaks, 7 to 10 months later, there's likely to be a recession to start. So Larry Williams is calling for a recession in starting in like early 2026. It's October. I think production stops here, and then recession starts here. So we might get a peak just around Christmas, maybe just a little bit afterwards, but then it starts to slide downhill in 2026 with an October low here, and it starts to recover. And then I put my tracker spin on it, and you guys are really getting a sneak preview of what I've got here in the report that I'm putting together in the video presentation. But so after what feels like a terrible recession, but it only makes a higher low, right, than back here in 2023. And we got a new higher high, test back to the previous level almost, with about a fibs distance between them, because that's how my wave 1s, 2s, 3s, 4 has a fibs distance between the wave 3 sub one top. And then we got a new all-time high for the Dow Jones in maybe 2031, if this hyperbolic curve holds true. Now, of course, markets can always find different ways to delay timing, so this might take longer. But so far, maybe new all-time highs in 2029, a little back testing in 2030, and then 2031 to 2032. Then that could be the entire cycle top. Not like the 100-year cycle, but kind of almost. I'm sure price will just kind of stay. If you go to the logarithmic scale, I'm sure price will probably just stay inside of this, something like this. just keep going. It'll drop back down to 52,000, but then kind of go back up to 118,000 and so forth and so on. It just stays inside the same path we've been on for a long time. Oh wow, look how good it was in 2001. All right, anyway, sorry, that's the sneak peek of what'll be in the video. The introductory video is out, and the first one where I just kind of go over a summary is out, and then the next part is where Danny and I start to actually break down go into individual stocks, because what I was going to say was, while some things will see a peak in March, like I believe Tesla and Bitcoin and the miners and all that. Other things, as they go down, they'll rotate, and I think you're going to see semiconductors and and energy. Semiconductors and energy will be taking off as Tesla and Bitcoin are coming down. So look for that sector rotation. So you could always, you don't have to sell in May and go away. You could sell Tesla in May and then switch to semiconductors and and energy stocks. All right, there you go. There's all I've got to say about 2025 for right now. If you want to hear more, check out your subscription to me or get a subscription to me. It's only $2 a month.
Very good. And you have something to add, Kat, to that?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys seen this. I can share here real quick. There's this chart here called periods. When to make money. This is not menstrual cycle. This is actually economic cycle. So the key thing. Sorry, get hold of myself. I just laughing myself twice. I got it. So if you're looking at there are three different things here. First thing is the major panics. The second thing here is the B with the finger there pointing to that period. It says years of good times, high prices and time to sell stocks and values of all kinds. I like how it tries to rhyme. And there's the C, the C little finger right there. It says years of hard times, low prices, and a good time to buy stocks, right? Actually lined up pretty well. I guess the most recent times are, I guess it's a little bit off. In 2023, I guess it was a good time to buy stocks. 2022 was pretty rough. And then the next one that is supposed to be good times, high prices, and time to sell stocks and values of all kinds is 2026. It makes you wonder, And if you also back tested, 2016, yeah, we did have an economic slowdown. 2007, yeah, that was right before the Great Financial Crisis. 1999, that was right before the dot-com bubble bursted. So I guess there's some validity to this. It just makes you wonder whether or not 2026 could be the year. Who knows, right? But it's also not one of those I think it might just be a not that bad. I guess maybe it would be kind of like 2016, as opposed to 2035. That seemed like that would be a very bad year. So anyway, we'll see how this works out. I just wanted to show that real quick.
That lines up really well. It's definitely say with 2023 at the low, and then 2026, as you saw in the chart I just showed, the end of 2025, beginning of 2026 is when it starts to slide downhill again.
I mean, you can just search for those easy periods when to make money. Don't type menstrual cycles when to make money. You're not going to see anything. I tried, but all right. I'm gonna turn off my mic. I'm gonna laugh for about 5 minutes. Okay? You guys take over.
Matt Johnson with the menstrual cycle.
Yeah, I saw that
comment.
But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking more 2026 could be more of a year to maybe take profits myself. I'm not sure about the sell on May go away just yet. I know a lot of people are thinking that there is going to be a lull this year, but I don't know. I think we just saw kind of a lull for the past 3 weeks or so. So it's possible that we're not going to go that much lower, but we'll see. I mean, markets change. They're very volatile now, so anything is possible. So that's what you got to be. You got to be like water. You got to go in and out like water. And I wanted to show you just the Russell 2000, the Gann chart that I've showed before with the angle here since inception back here in 1987. And I want to show you that it's still riding that angle perfectly. And there was a brief moment this month where it was beneath, like, oh no, it's going to break that angle, but nope, psych, it just freaked people out. And it's wanting to hold us support, guys. So this is just more proof that I think it's just going to go build energy off the wall of worry and eventually break out into all-time highs and go beyond, right? So we can probably see eventually maybe like a 3,800, a 4,300, and maybe even the next level up here at 5,480 before any kind of major panic happens. So this is looking more and more likely that everything is really just gonna boom pretty soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Is Cat still alive or is he laughing?
Oh, I'm done laughing. I got it out of my system.
I was laughing at your 27th episode on X.
What?
You know, you did a TH instead of an ND, so we were trying to learn how to pronounce that number. I was laughing at
foreign.
that. Yeah.
I told you I'm foreign. I'm Cantonese. So, you know.
How do you? Can I get a pronunciation on that? 22th?
What is
The 22th. 32th. 32th.
All right, jackass. I'm gonna change it.
All right.
Yeah, just because you know, President Trump takes over doesn't mean you can make fun of Cantonese people. No.
Well, I don't know, man.
I just want to. I want to do a quick address. This comment by Sarithra Mondell. I'm concerned now that miners are decoupled from Bitcoin and IWM on positive moves now. What I want to say is that what you're seeing in the market, I feel, is that exact fear that they're decoupled. And so because people are afraid they're decoupled, they're acting like they're decoupled. But what really is, I think, is it's just like Real Blonde Broker told us here on this show a few weeks ago, that really, you know, Bitcoin's what you really need to follow. Then MicroStrategy is like the general, and you really want to follow MicroStrategy as closely as you follow Bitcoin, then everything else is just going to follow MicroStrategy. So if it looks like Bitcoin's like really strong, then MicroStrategy gets strong, and then all the miners get strong. But if Bitcoin is kind of like, oh, it's a little weird, I'm not sure what's going on, then MicroStrategy is like, oh yeah, I don't know what's going on. They're going to go up and down, and then all the miners downstream from MicroStrategy, they're not doing anything. Like nobody wants to buy it or sell it because the major two indicators aren't very clear yet. So once you get some clarity on MicroStrategy, then I think you'll see more. You know, you'll get the FOMO kicking in on all the miners downstream from there.
Yeah,
But based on just go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say my idea of the miners is that they're just gonna be delayed a little bit in the cycle. You know.
Yeah.
It's the money flowing, just like last cycle. I think Matt and I agree. I think MicroStrategy is like an early mid-cycle kind of thing, and then miners like a late cycle kind of thing. Just like Bitcoin altcoins. But
I can jump into MicroStrategy and then some of the miners first before we do like Tesla, since the topic was brought up. But what I'm really focused on with I don't want the monthly chart. What am I, Cat? Jesus.
you just want to look at the periods. That's what you want.
Whoops. All right. So, yeah, MicroStrategy is super bullish, right? It back tested the blue level of the GAN. It's basically back above the 45, and it's above a lot of previous resistance down here, and now it's support, right? And we can see that if we put on this fib up here. Put it back on. It's even back above the 1.414. So, I mean, I think where things are going to trend is going to trend back to all of this up here. But is it going to break free the second time around? I'm not sure because it's going to run into some more resistance with like the ARC and stuff too pretty soon. So perhaps it's just going to come up or just stay in this wedge for some time. I don't know, right? It might just stay basically in this wedge for some time, maybe until it tries to break out, right? So we'll see what really happens to this ARC and this 1.618 level, really. So we'll see. But yeah, in regards to the miners though, like I just want to show briefly, really quickly that like CLSK, the chart is fine, right? The chart is fine. It's building the base all on this angle. it's from the low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. It's fine, right? And I can see it doing something similar to staying in this wedge for maybe some time until it's really ready to break higher to the arcs and whatever, and possibly even get to this level up here, right? This $50 level, right? And Mara, it's bullish too, right? They're all basically bullish, and some are more bullish than the others, but Mara is basically flipping this blue level to a support, right? It used to be a resistance here. Now it's flipping it to support, right? And some are bullish. Even Iron, people are worried about Iron because of that offering, but look what it's doing. It's maintaining basically the 702 just a little bit under the arc, and it just got rejected by the 786. So for people that say they're not going to have a bullish cycle, I mean, first of all, they've already had one, right? Since 2023, 2022. And second of all, they're just consolidating before they're taking their next leg higher. And they're just going to be a later cycle, you know? That's what I see.
That's great, Matt. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I could go on and on, but I'm sure we don't need to go through every single one.
Yeah, the whole thing is right now Bitcoin's about 100,000. I'm not really sensing any euphoria, which is kind of incredible. And I mean, you would imagine it's like over 100,000 people.
Right. It's like,
yeah, nobody cares.
yeah, it's like, what do you guys, are you not entertained? What more do you need to be euphoric about? They said, oh, it'll never get to 100,000. Now we've hit 100,000 twice, and then we've been over it, hit 108,000, went back under it, went back up to it again.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
I mean, I think,
it's like everyone, they just forget what it was valued at just a month ago, and they just think about what was it valued at yesterday.
I never thought I would read on,
like, oh no,
like during the inauguration when it was like briefly under 100,000, people were panicking, like, oh my god, Bitcoin's tanking. I'm like, never would I thought a retest of 100,000 would be considered tanking. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. And also, I love this channel that I have here, and it's just like more proof that it's staying within the range, right? It's staying in this channel that was a resistance, that used to be a support, and is flipping it back to a support. I love it. I love it. And the top of that channel is like 140, right? So that's where it's going. And I think it's going to go to where this one was right here, which is basically 250, right? Maybe even later in time would be 300. I think because the previous cycle tops was this channel up here, right? You can see right here in 2017, it was the top of that channel. It was the top of this channel. So I think it's going to be the top of that channel one more time. And that could be anywhere from 250 to 300,000 or a little bit higher. So stop freaking out, guys. The big picture is really, really beautiful for everything, even the miners.
Yeah. I'd say, like, if that's your, like, 100% line in blue there, like, then you know the cycle hasn't really ended until it hits it again.
Yeah. But it's proof that this top channel was the cycle top already, right? It's proof in 2017. It's proof in 2021. I'm not going to consider this a cycle top because that was just a weird thing. And yeah, if it goes there again, it's going to be over 200,000, over 250 even. So relax, guys. We're going to get there. I have faith.
Give it time. Bitcoin will go to 1 million. I believe it. In my soul. And my bank account. I'll take it all the way to the bank. Let's see.
All right, somebody.
I feel like I told you. Do we want to talk about cycle tops, or is it too early? Like, I mean, I'm looking way out. My Bitcoin chart. I think. Let's see. Is this the right chart?
Well, it's already been longer than last cycle because last cycle was what, like 100 and like 1,200 days.
Yeah, this cycle seems a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's already been basically 1,200 days almost, right?
Yeah. Since
the 2017.
Another thing that suggests that this cycle is running longer is Bitcoin dominance is going up for longer. It's been higher. It's been higher for longer, so that it's a little unusual.
Well, let's say if it's 2026 right here, then the cycle top could be maybe 1,500 days, maybe 1,600 days from. I need to go from this one now. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, time is always unpredictable, guys. But just price is what I follow the most, and I think Cat is the same way.
Yeah, I've got if my Fibonacci Extensions are believed 178,000 is where I see the wave 5 top. 178,000. Maybe in if this one won't tell me the timing. If it doesn't, with no delays at all, if it just goes as fast as it can get there, then it gets there in like 203 days. Yep, 203 days from now. Crazy, isn't it? So we'll see. But it'll probably, I don't know. This wave 2 is long. This wave 4 could be short. Yeah, but that's what I'm looking for. The 238.2% fib extension. Actually, it's 179,000. Don't move this. Anyway, 179,000. And that's just for this time. And then it kind of goes back down, then goes back up again, and we get new cycles that just continue on and build like a snail growing its shell. Each time it just gets bigger and bigger. All right, sorry. Or Tesla?
Let me show one thing here first, and then we can move on to Tesla. It's something I posted on X a couple days ago, actually just yesterday. The whole idea is you're showing the M2 Global Liquidity Index. This is something that you can actually search as an indicator on TradingView. You can pull it up. It's a summation of the M2 total money supply from 5 major sources. It's from the US, China, Japan, Europe, and Great Britain, which aren't really that great. I'm sorry if you're from there, but anyway, I can't because I'm like in the U.S. and I'm also like from my motherland, which is Hong Kong, and both of those were colonized in the past. So anyway, you're talking about the big 5, summarizing together. So basically, there are a lot of talks about the M2 money supply globally going down. I think that's been the fear how Bitcoin's going to drop to 70 or 80,000 because global liquidity was going down, which is true, but it doesn't always sync up with the price action of Bitcoin. The truth is that pretty much before every single run up of the big giant run up for Bitcoin, there's usually a liquidity decrease, a little bit of a back test of a breakout, and pretty much that happened over the last 2 cycles. And right now, the cycle actually has been a little bit longer because we've actually been trying to break out of this liquidity zone here for a very long time. And once we broke out, we spent like half a year trying to back test it. Right now, it's finally going up. If you actually draw a little trend line right there of the M2 global liquidity supply, you actually see money's actually, let me see if I can do that. If you decide to draw a little trend line right there, you can see it broke the trend line, So I think that it's probably going to keep going up from here on out. But certainly this whole thing has been getting a lot of people scared, looking at global liquidity. How can it be? Well, that happened pretty much every single time before Bitcoin just goes berserk, right? So I think we're still where we are supposed to be in the cycle, and I don't think that euphoria has really kicked in. Before the euphoria really kicked in, I don't think you're going to see those really speculative kind of stuff like the miners and the altcoins. I don't think those are really going to pop. So I'm just gonna take a seat back and buy the back test here. That's what I've been doing. I don't know what you guys are doing, but yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Tesla.
I just read DNW's quick note about Trump is down 2% and they got downgraded to the La Quinta.
Had to go from Holiday and
yeah, those La Quintas. Oh god, they're hit or miss, aren't they?
But they are pet friendly. That's the biggest seller.
How much is Trump right now? Oh, yeah. Let's do the hourly.
I'm not even sure which ticker to look at because there's all these.
It's forming some higher lows here. It's going back up, but it's not. It hasn't formed a higher high yet compared to that. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I'm done talking about Trump.
Yeah, I'll quickly just touch on Tesla, and then I'll let you guys take over. But Tesla is wonderful at doing absolutely nothing, and yet again making people panic. So in reality, I mentioned this possibility on my weekly update on Friday, saying that it could come back down and retest the conversion line to the 407, and that's exactly what it did. It went back down to the 407.56, even wicked below it. And then if we just go to the daily chart, It's literally just staying in a range, guys. It's in between for the past basically 5 days, in between the baseline and the daily conversion line, day after day after day. And it even went down to the 408.52 conversion line there, while it's just buying enough time to get closer to the cloud. So basically, it's literally doing nothing. And I get a lot of sense of panic on X, like, oh my god, it was 430, now it's low 400s. Everything, the world is ending right now, guys. I'm like, whoa. Just relax. This is literally doing nothing at all except staying in a range until it's ready to break out further. So the bottom line is, all I need is the Ichimoku on this, not even the fibs really, because the daily and the weekly Ichimoku are really telling the story. And if you look at the 4 hour too, it's also trying to tell a story too. It's trying so hard to flip the top of the cloud to a support. So let's just watch maybe the 420 level, current price, and after hours, whatever. Let's just watch that level, see what happens, right? If it needs to go back down to the 409, 408, 407, or whatever, then fine. But it doesn't change anything because this chart wants to be bullish and it just needs a little bit more time.
I agree. I love how you even capture the spirit of, like, you have them like frothing at the mouth while they're like panicking.
Well, I get DMs like, oh, is it going to zero? Should I just sell? Should I sell and try to buy back lower? I'm like, oh god.
Matt's got rabies.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But I just
Hydrophobia.
I mean, I don't understand this fear unless like you are chasing. Like the only time you would have that fear if you were chasing this move and you bought up here. Right. If you buy it near the top here, then I can understand that. But that's why you don't buy. That's why you don't chase. Right. Let price come to you. And then once that happens, it can get very rewarding.
Yeah. The seasoned traders, they flow like water. Matt's afraid of water.
I am.
Because
unless it's in beer or coffee, then that's okay. Well, tracker.
Let me show my chart real quick. It's not a Tesla chart, but it's just like a mat chart. Like here, look. This is MicroStrategy, or this is MSTX, the 2x MicroStrategy. You buy support. You don't chase the price. You wait and you buy support. It goes up. Don't chase the price. Buy support. This was today right here. These are 1 hour candlesticks. This morning you could have, there was a fire sale on MSTX. You could have bought anywhere like in the first 15 minutes down here under $54, and then it ran all the way to almost $64 today by 1 p.m. and then it dropped back down again. And it's like, and I told people, I said, oh, all right. Some people were like saying, oh, should I buy MSTX? It's like, no, don't just, I would have told you if you bought this morning, if you asked me this morning, I would have said to buy it. But, now it's up 10%. You should just like wait. And then like 2 hours later, I said, oh, all right, you could buy it now. Because it had just come down to this baseline, this 1 hour baseline. It's okay, buy that support. Anyway, this is where we are after hours, but I expect it's going to go up to $72 next for MSTX, and then that's where you want to sell the ultimate resistance targets that good old tracker gives you right here. And then after 72, I think it'll just drop back about $10, and then off to the races again. So anyway, same thing with what are we doing? Same thing with Tesla. Let's just go over here and grab it. So yeah, just like Matt was saying, if you are chasing, if you bought like in the 480s, then yeah, you're like freaking out now. But if you bought when I said this is the bottom, 138.80, you just can't believe you're so lucky to find me. And for when I told you this is the bottom, that's it. And then hopefully you didn't follow me while I tried to trade it back and forth. And I should have just held on to my TSLA from all the way down there. Hopefully you didn't do what I said, what I did, and just try to trade the thing to make more money. I didn't. I made less money by trading in and out. So anyway, now we're back here. Here's your chance to get Tesla for only about $400 before it goes on up to $500, and then $600, and then $700, and then test back a little bit, and then before you know it, a couple of years will be $1,000 or sooner or more. So, just like Matt says, buy it when it's testing supports, and everyone's like, oh no, it's going to zero. When you hear someone is going to zero, that's when you should buy. When you're like, oh no, I got to get out of this thing, that's when you should be buying.
Exactly. Whenever it's testing support, that's when people change their minds. They always say, "Oh, if it only comes down to this number, I'm gonna buy it so much," and then it goes there like, nah, it's going lower.
Yeah, it's like this weird psychological
It
cycle
happens
where
all
they bargain with God, like, God, if you just please make this go down $10, I promise I'll buy it. And then it gets there, and like, go ahead.
Yeah, we dealt with that with Bitcoin, right? Just recently, I was saying 91,000 was support until proof. Otherwise, like, no, it's going lower. It's going to 85. It's going to 75. It's going to 60. It's going to these levels. Like, well, guys, let's just take it one level at a time. And it hasn't even broken this level yet. So until that breaks, it's not going there. And sure enough, it didn't break. So.
It wicked down to 89,000, but then it came right back up over 94,000.
Very fast.
Very fast. Yeah. Looked like almost an instant wick and then back up again. Anyway, sorry, we sound like a broken record, but we're trying to help those of you who have been buying the resistances in the past. We're trying to help you and tell you that's the antithesis of what you want to do. The real behavior is buy it every time it's testing supports down here, and then ride it up, and then follow Matt's charts or my charts. We try to tell you when we think it could be hitting resistances, and when you hear the word it's at resistance or testing resistances, that's when you can take a little off the table if you want to trade, or just don't sweat it, just hold it, because Tesla has proven time and time again, if you hold it long enough, it makes you money. And if you sell in and out a lot, like I did last year, you won't make as much money. You make more money if you just buy it and hold it. Buy it and hold it. Tesla will be the most valuable company on the planet. I guarantee it. I can't tell you when it's going to happen, but it's not far off.
Yeah, I can tell you when it's going to happen.
I don't know. MicroStrategy might. Anyway.
Yeah, I think MicroStrategy could outstrip Tesla shortly, but then Tesla will pull ahead again, because in the end, while Bitcoin is just, MicroStrategy is just going on the declining value of the dollar. Tesla's actually making stuff. They're going to make robots and civilization and AI, and it'll serve humanity, whereas Bitcoin is just fiat currency, and it's just the energy which can't be just created or destroyed. It changes form as we exchange currencies for goods and services. But Tesla is making both goods and services, and goods that will serve you and services that will good you.
I love those services that good me.
Later. But look, I'm just gonna spend 2 minutes on the Tesla chart, and I can move on.
Go ahead.
The whole thing. This is a 2-week chart. I like to look at 2 weeks because I'm weird.
No, your 2-week charts have been magical.
Yeah, it's like the belly button, like you said. It's like the midpoint. It's good to get engaged. But
true. In a month.
Basically, what happened over the last couple of months, if you also look at the volume too, this is how they tricked you. They pumped, and the volume got a little bit exhausted, and they gave a little bit of a final pump over here around mid-December. Very bullish, right? Got close to about $500. And then guess what happened? Everybody left for the holidays. There's a no volume candle here for 2 weeks.
Yep.
And it just kind of came back down and got everybody all scared. And there's no volume on the downtrend here. Who cares? There's no volume. And then what happened? Everybody came back from vacation, right? It dipped again, and guess what? Every all the dip got bought. You have basically a tweezer bottom over here. This is an extremely bullish thing, right? So push price up again, and this candle is closed right now. This is the first day of the 2-week candle over here. And what did it do? It just basically kind of backtest all-time high again, right? That's all it did. There's really nothing that's happening with Tesla. So anybody who's scared, I understand you're scared about or frustrated about miners, altcoins, even Bitcoin, even MicroStrategy. I understand all that. If you're scared about Tesla, what are you doing in the market? Why are you even buying a stock like Tesla? There's nothing scary about Tesla. It's boring. It's really boring. I don't know how else to say this. The other thing too is if you look at this is the January candle, right? This is a monthly chart here, and I'm showing. This is a Bollinger Band. It's fully expanded. It's very, very bullish. It's going to the upside. It's going to the downside. The 20-month moving average is growing up. This is a very bullish chart until proven otherwise. You can see how whenever something like that happened from the previous cycle, you can see how something like that happened from the previous cycle. It just keeps on going up. It doesn't matter if it goes through plus or minus 30% a week. I don't care. This is a log chart. I really don't care. What did it do? Well, it simply just got way too far away from the upper Bollinger Band because it wants to go higher, but it couldn't. So guess what happens? All the traders follow Bollinger Band strategy. They sell, they buy back at the Bollinger Band because this is a very bullish chart. There's a lot of buying pressure. And what happened in January? It was a little bit way too far, way too fast, right? So what did it do? It came back, did a little bit wick, touched the upper Bollinger Band, just because it has to, because generally you don't want monthly candles to be closing above the upper Bollinger Band way far in space. That's a concern, actually, when things are like really completely overextended. But guess what? It decided not to do that, came back, wick, touched it, and you're like, oh, touched, I'm good, let's go. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. So if you're scared about Tesla, I don't know what to say to you, man. I haven't even talked about Tesla for so long on my videos because I don't care. All right, I'm done.
Well, one last thing I want to show about Tesla too is on my chart, just to put things in perspective, guys. So I want to show you this pullback right now from the high to the low here. It's basically about like 24%. So during this uptrend here, from when it first broke out, all it did here was backtest previous all-time highs too, but this is the most mild pullback ever. So we have this one here that is basically, what is it? It's 63%. The sentiment there was it's all over too, right? Everybody was panicking. When it was here, it was down, what, like 40%, right? Even this little shallow one right here was down 34%. So this is one of the most shallowest pullbacks ever that Tesla really had in its climb higher. And people are freaking out about this. This is weird, right? This I can understand people freaking out about this 63%, like, oh my God, the sky is falling. But that's because it just like it shot up too massively too soon. So it just corrected back, it just deviated back to the norm of the previous all-time high. So this was a normal reaction as well. But the most shallow retrace after a breakout into all-time highs ever, really. So relax.
I wonder if part of what we're seeing is there are a lot of new Tesla buyers. Like there's people new coming to buy the stock that we hadn't met before or haven't met us.
That's a good thing because we need to suck more of those people in, or they forgot how it was and they come back again. I'm calm, dude. I'm totally calm. No problem here. Yeah.
But like if you were just following us and you didn't trade it, if you just bought like when we were buying in the 140s, 50s, 60s, even in the 200s when we were buying in the 200s and just held, you wouldn't have to worry about this at all. But people try to outsmart and outtime the market all the time, which is usually a mistake. So this is, I think we even warned you. Even Tracker said don't trade it when it was like in the 200s. He said don't trade it. Yep. And that would have been the best move ever for most people. But then I get messages saying, oh, I'm down 40%. Oh, I'm down this, I'm down that. Like, I don't even see how that's possible. It's got to be options, you know? So, but yeah, I digress.
Yeah. Sorry, I exploded emotionally on you all. I apologize for that.
No, we both are. We all are. It's like, guys, this is like this is minuscule. This 22% thing is minuscule compared to what we saw previously. I just wanted to put things in perspective.
Out there.
It's like I got bigger problems, guys. I mean, like you know, Bitcoin miners and whatnot. You know, I got bigger problems than Tesla. Tesla's not a problem.
Yeah, Tesla's back above previous all-time highs again, so that's not a problem at all.
Yeah, Tesla is going to Harvard and Princeton. I got this like other guys. You know, I don't know what he wants to do. So anyway, yeah.
So I still stand by my prediction. You've seen the chart. I think it could hit $711 by July 18th this year. So just give it some time.
Well, wherever my arrow is going to stop, that's what it's going to hit. Okay.
Ooh, oh yeah.
Yeah, 9,000.
That's the next waypoint. That's the next major system, as I see it.
Very, very good. All right, should we move on to NVIDIA or something? Since I guess Trump was talking about a $500 billion investment into all that stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So I want to show the chart, and I'm done. Nothing else to show. All right, who's next? there's no change, right, guys? There's no change. It's just stuck in a range. 152 is your resistance. It's getting back above the Ichimoku cloud, or sorry, the conversion line at 140. But yeah, it doesn't change anything. It's stuck in a range, so it doesn't matter. Even if it's after hours, it's like 143, 144. The holy grail is closing weekly candles above 152.38. So I digress. Who's next?
Let's see. My NVIDIA chart is also kind of boringly exactly the same as the last time I showed it. I'm still looking for 182.63 is where I see the next major resistance, then has to test back to the 162.19, and then it can go on to the wave 5, melt up into 269.22. I don't have timing for this, but it seems like it could happen as soon as this June. Yep. But of course, it could take longer. But this summer, I think maybe. So we'll see. Why did you go? Okay, here we go. Anyway, yeah. The 182.63 is the 123.6 fib extension. Test back to the it could test back to 141, but I just don't think it wants to. Or maybe I don't want it to. Usually after, because it went 764, 236, 382. Yeah, let's just see here. In fact, I'm almost more bullish. It could even go above 182.63 to 195.27. That's what I've got this note here for. But just in case, let's look for 182 first. And that's my NVIDIA chart. And you can see, MCDX plus. Oh, what is going on? The daily. Let's go through the weekly. Yeah, we're still at 90% institutional buyers. This week, they were gone for the holiday break, but they're back. They're back in force. No retail is buying in relation to how much institutional traders and larger swing traders are buying. So yeah, it's still very bullish on all the indicators that I use. All right, Kat, do you want to talk about NVIDIA?
Yeah, totally. I would love to talk about NVIDIA very calmly for a change.
All right.
Matt, if you can switch the screen over to me so kindly. Matthew.
I think he went to get a drink. He thought I'd be more long-winded.
All right. You ready, Kat?
Okay,
I'm ready.
He's
I'm
ready.
going to do it very calmly for contrast. Because, yeah, if you can switch it over to me, Seth, thank you very much.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, so
you're on right there.
Thank you. I love it when I'm on. So this is a the Loxco Gantt chart. I have 720 and 5. I haven't really changed it much, really, from the history of the stock all the way from like 1999 all the way up to now. So kind of give you an idea in terms of where we are at, kind of passing from horizontal to arc to horizontal to arc. Right now, we're just simply getting, a little bit rejected multiple times at 2.272, which is a pretty important fib level if you do the 2022 top to bottom. And we're having a hard time breaking through, but I don't think it ends here. I really think that it's probably going to go a little bit higher. The reason why is because I think it spent a long time trying to break through this arc over here, kind of like it did over here, and whenever it decided to break through the arc, kind of back tested, just do a little bit of like a back tap here, and just decided to go grab it up to the next level. So I wonder whether or not it's going to do the same here, where it already kind of like, broke through the arc here, kind of back tested, tap a little bit, and then just trying to push through 2.272, get out of the way, please, and it just kind of go higher. In terms of what I think the cycle end, I think it probably would either end at 2.618 over here, which is $227.99, or it can end up at the horizontal gain level over here, which is around $350, which is still a lot of gains to be made from here, and it wouldn't be so bad now, would it? That's all I got, guys. Oh, actually, I'll show you one more thing. just because you're so good, I'm going to show you one more thing here, which is the monthly Bollinger Band that I always show to you all. Dan, I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop. No, I can't stop. I'm gonna do my calm voice again. So if you look at the previous 3 cycles, you can see that pretty much every single time when the bullish part, the early to mid cycle is happening, the Bollinger Band gets fully expanded both to the upside and to the downside. And when it gets to the downside, it really goes down really, really, really far until it doesn't. And when it doesn't, it comes all the way back from the ground all the way back to the surface. And whenever it comes back to the surface, there generally is a little bit of another leg up higher, kind of like how it was over here, kind of like how it was over here. And I think we might be just getting ready for another leg up here, maybe all the way down to 2026 before the cycle is over. That's all I got for you guys for NVIDIA.
It looks like a crazy centipede cow where there's like legs, then there's like an udder, then another leg, and now it's ready to make another udder.
Sorry, when you talk about centipede, I think of something else. So let's move on.
The human one, the human kind, right? Yeah.
Right.
Let's move on. What should we talk about? Let's talk about Palantir real quick.
Yeah, go do your Palantir, Mr. Danny.
Really, I got nothing. I mean, like basically, it had
It's
to
boring.
do it's very boring. It had to do what had to be done because, like I said, you don't want a candle to be closed way outside the upper Bollinger Band. If it does that, the stocks don't like it because they like gravity. They like to get pulled back into the upper Bollinger Band here on the monthly. Just like how Al Pacino said in The Godfather Part 3. Just when you thought you're out, they pull you back in. All you have to do is just come back and touch the upper Bollinger Band, and the upper Bollinger Band is still expanding both to the upside and to the downside. It's still very much expanding, and it's very much accommodating for whatever is going to come. Who knows what's going to come, though, right? Anyway, I'm done talking about Palantir for now. You guys take over.
That is nuts. I had not looked at that monthly Bollinger Band. That is crazy.
It makes a lot of sense, though, that monthly Bollinger Band, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine if we were at the early to mid cycle, kind of like how we were with NVIDIA before, how far this could potentially go, even though it's an overvalued piece of trash? I don't know. I can put some 20G on the background and get the vibe going, but I'm just gonna pass it on to you guys now.
Yeah, I'll just briefly touch on what I've been saying the whole time in my weekly updates, that basically all that happened on the daily chart is it went down pretty close to the daily cloud, almost touched it, and now it's back above the conversion line. It's back above the 69.15, the 1.618 fib. So it's back above a lot of support now. And I think it has potential to break this baseline at 74.10 pretty soon. So essentially, this is still very, very bullish. Just a few more steps to overcome before it goes back towards all-time highs. And it's going to be the baseline there, and it's going to be the log scale 1.272 at 78.13. So these are the things that are required for a bullish breakout. So support held perfectly.
Yep. I'll do Palantir really quick, really fast. Actually, I'm not even going to do Palantir. It's PTIR, the 2x bullish ETF of Palantir. And I was looking and waiting for a discrete 1-2. Where's my 1-2? Maybe this is it. No, it did this again. Finally, after it came back from $161 on PTIR down to 90, it's there's my 1-2. There's what I've been looking for ever since the stock was born. So from the very beginning of PTIR to December 23rd and then back down to January 13th, here's our 1-2. And I'm looking for 764, 382, 1382, 100%, and then 2382. So, my PTIR chart goes to $427. Why did I say 413? Must have bumped something. $427.77 for the Wave 5 top. And that's from, all the way downtown here. We're at a close of the day around 120 today. So that's 256% higher for PTIR. And so, like I've been doing with like Tesla, TSLA, and whatnot. It seems to me sometimes if I look back at one of these derivatives, it's actually easier to see than when I look at the underlying, where there's just can be a bit more noise. But it did give me this insight. Okay, I went back to that date, and here's my 1-2 on Palantir, and so this goes 5 cycles up to $216.30, which is from where we left off today, about another 194% higher. Or if you just want the next target, because you don't believe me for all 5 waves up, I wouldn't believe me either that far out. But just from here to the next target, come here, you. I said this would be quick. I'm taking longer than I said I would. 53% higher to 112.44. Next is where I see the resistance for Palantir. And that's it. That's Palantir. Do you guys want to do... Is there anything else on the agenda? Because I kind of feel like maybe we should do requests.
Well, I wanted to talk about like crypto altcoins.
Yes, please do that.
He's going to want to talk about XRP tracker. Come on, man.
Yes, XRP.
I mean, if I go a day without talking about XRP, I think I might die. Yeah,
I can believe it. Is that what you tell your girlfriend?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like asking if the Cantonese guy want like rice for anyway. It's come on, like he's going to want to talk about XRP.
Yeah.
XRP.
Well, first, before I go to XRP, I just want to give you a little view of what the others chart is doing right now. And essentially, it's kind of doing what IWM is doing now, back above the 786, right? It's actually been holding the 786 fib level as a support perfectly. And as I always say, if any chart is kind of building a base on top of the 786 retrace level, then it's almost guaranteed to go to all-time highs and beyond. And that's exactly what the others is. And for those that don't know what others, it's everything excluding the top 10. So not including Bitcoin, Ethereum, not including XRP. I know it's so sad. It leaves them out. But it means... it means that it's just the altcoins, right? It's just focusing on the altcoins in general, no stable coins, no nothing. So this is a super healthy look of what's to come. And it's kind of mirroring what the IWM is doing. So I think they could go together, right? IWM goes to all-time highs.
Just a quick question. That big red candle, is that where they subtracted XRP right there at the end of 2025?
No, this others was always excluding the top 10. You can see it right here, excluding top 10.
Oh, XRP's already okay.
Yeah, so not whatever's in the top 10, it just takes it out. So I guess if the top 10 like changes, then maybe it changes that. But I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah, it has to. I feel like whenever you talk about the others, I feel like you're cheating. But anyway, go for it.
Well, I feel like it because I'm not talking about XRP specifically. So it's my baby. Yeah. Anyways, with that said, yeah, altcoins look really, really, really good in like the near future. I think it just can keep building and breaking levels sooner than later. So
look what it did. Look to the left, guys. It tested over and back to the 786. That magic 786 is now support.
Yeah, a previous resistance back in March where everybody was getting super bullish. Actually, I was getting kind of bullish too because I was like, yeah, this is going to go higher. But no, it was just a fake out, right? It was just a fake out. And then boom, back to the 50% level. And then finally, it's flipping it to support. So it was a steep correction, got everybody panicking. But now things are back on track. So XRP, where is it going? Well, it's going to go to the moon, of course, right? So I made a video back in December saying that there's a lot of things that line up with this level right here, right? This zone where the vertical line, where the arc is, and not only that, if I drew a fib level from the previous high in 2013 to that low, it is also the intersection of the $9 2.618 fib. So I do see so much confluence in this zone that I think this $9 zone is probably going to get hit within a couple of months. That's what I think. And what we're seeing now, not only that, the 2.272 is looking like it's trying to flip to a support, the 309. So it was a resistance in the past here. It was only a wick there, but now it's actually trying to have the body of the candle close above it. So I'm really focused on this 309. I want to see it hold now. And if it does hold, then I think it can just build a nice little foundation on top of it and then go to $9. I think that's going to be the target pretty soon. Maybe even, I mean, if it went to the vertical line, that would be July. So I think anywhere between now and July, maybe $9. But I think it might be somewhere around March still. March or April. That's what I'm saying. So
that would be awesome. Sorry, I put myself on mute.
And I know Kat agrees too now. He's a $9 XRP kind of a guy now too.
You mean a cat? Yeah, I'm a $9 XRP kind of cat.
Yeah. What about a $13 XRP kind of cat? Huh?
Well, I mean, I think that's a little bit overdoing it, and you know, $11? Maybe like 29, maybe 29. I can see 29.
Oh, screw the 13. Just go straight to the 29.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. My Elliott wave theory proposes that perhaps XRP could make a stop at about $5.08 to $5.47, and then test back down to 421 for support after this breakout that we're talking about, and then go on up to the 879, 927 level around there, between $8 and $9, like Matt was talking about. And then what did I do? Did I do a linear log scale with this one? Oh yeah, no, that's not it. Yeah, this is it. The 764 level. Like Matt said, like the next level, if there's catalysts that take it over $9, $25 is what we're looking at next after that. So that could be a while though, but that's just to let you know you don't have to sell all your XRP when it hits $9. Maybe just like sell half of it and then leave the other half in or more. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, XRP. Why did I click the Tesla chart? Just out of habit.
You want to talk about EOSE, and then I can do the lightning round and just like end the show.
Well, one more thing with XRP though before you guys go. Guys. One more thing. I gotta show you. I gotta show the audience what I did. So, one other thing that I did on X was I took the fractal from here, and I went to the.
Oh yeah,
I took it here,
I love that.
And then I just overlay it to the arc here and the breakout, and like it's kind of lining up pretty nice, right? And it's even lining up, no matter where I put it, really, it's kind of lining up with this angle too. And that angle's at $17, $16. So I think if it does overshoot to $9, it could overshoot to $17 before any major retrace. And then it would stay right there on that arc for a while and then try to break out. And then it would just be a fake out into $100, right? And then be a fake out and then it would be over, right? I think if it does follow this fractal, which it kind of still is, there is a potential to go straight up to $17. So we'll see. We'll see. That's cool.
I'm definitely going to keep a bunch of XRP for that $100.
Yeah, right there.
Level.
Well, it would be depending on where I put it. Let's see. It would be like 105 right up here. Yeah. But that would be this. That would be essentially this $29 would be the end of the bull run. It would just be a huge blow off top, and then that's why I'm saying if there is a huge blow off top, like everybody's going to sell too soon, right? If there is, like even me, I would probably sell at 29 and it goes to $100. I'm like, what the fuck? But I don't know. Like I'm saying $9 at a minimum, maybe maximum 29. But if there is a blow off top, then yeah, $100. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I love it.
5 million trillion market cap.
Yeah, it's good to think.
But Matt, that's not possible. That'll be a 1 trillion bajillion million market cap.
Well, sorry.
It's coming. Bajillion market cap.
A bazillion.
All right, go ahead with your EOS.
Okay, here's my EOS chart, weekly. Fibonacci extensions. Okay, so basically off of the bottom here of 61 cents earlier, and then it was going really nicely up into my 123.6 or whatever, and then it fell too far. It didn't hold up to 100%, so then I had to look at the chart again, and I just built it back bigger and better. So now 61 cents is still my wave start, but now it goes all the way up to this 366 high down to this 206 low. That's my larger degree 1-2. And let's see how has it performed since then. Well, since bottoming out 206, it went up to the 764, didn't look back. Went to the 123%. So I had to go back and look, did it do the 382236? And yes, I think it did right about December 2nd. So if I hit 8 hours, go back to December 2nd, right here, did it do, oh, now I can't see my fibs. Here, you. Well, needless to say, I did. I said I think it went to 382,236, 123.6. And that's what we get on the larger degree chart. So it kind of hit it back here from me. 382,236, 123.6, back to the 764. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want to see for 382,236, 123.6, 764. So now my wave 5 target is 223.6. Where did you go? Sorry. Something happened with my chart here. What is going on? Is this some other larger? Oh, that's an ABC retrace. Oh, it got deleted or something. Sorry. So here's from here, wave 1, all of wave 2, all of wave 3, all of wave 4, and then 100. Gosh darn it, where'd he go? Here they are. 223.6 takes it to $8.88, right up here where I've got this ABC retrace from. So that's my next target, 888 for EOS energy from here. And I think what I tried to do was somebody wanted like a mini chart. And so I tried to do another chart on the way between here at 888. And I used Matt's retracement fibs is what I was starting to do. Gosh, I feel like I did one of these. Where did it go? Anyway, sorry. I'd say from here it's probably just going to do this. You did that already. Back to about the 50% level. So once it can get 88 back over 78.6, then it can break out over 100, go up to Matt's 141, back to 100, and then 888 after that. So look for maybe your next major target. This might be a really fast turn. I wouldn't even try trading that. Maybe look for 731, back to $6.47, and then 888. And there you go. There's my tight TA on the way up there.
Whitey tighty TA.
Exactly. 47. And then after 731. There you go. You can take a screenshot right there. 731, 647. All right, and it's time for the lightning round. Go.
Welcome.
That's how Mrs. Pat knows that it's almost time for the show to be over.
A little bit ready. So I have a little bit of motivation to talk a little bit faster. You've heard me angry. You've heard me calm and creepy. Now you hear me talking fast. So this is what's going to happen. I just wanted to finish up with EOSE, you know, however you call it. You have a katana here building up on the monthly chart, just so you know. The monthly premature cloud or leading spin is right around 9.3, somewhere around there. I think that's probably going to be a pretty strong resistance whenever it gets up there, but it seems like there's probably a lot of momentum going up. You also have the monthly Bollinger Band expansion that is happening right now. Is looking pretty bullish. I like the chart now in terms of the exact level where it could go. I don't think anybody really knows the exact path, so we'll just listen to what Trekker thinks. in terms of his Elliott waves, right? Somebody requested Doge. Let's talk about Doge. Doge, nothing is happening with Doge. Doge is going sideways for longer than expected because last cycle, this is why I mean, like, the cycle just seems a little bit longer, because the last cycle, we basically just got stuck here between the 0.618 and the 0.786 foot level for about 4 weeks right there. That's it. That's all the consolidation needed before pushing up to the 1.618 level, right? So far, what are we doing? Well, we kind of had a little bit of false breakout beyond the 0.786. And we came back tested the 0.618 because it got .COVID and to rest here a little bit. And next thing you know, we spent weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks trying to push back above the 0.786 and still having a hard time doing it. Are we going to do it? I think so, because so far it's got a little bit of an ascending triangle look to it. There's increasing demand and it's trying to eat over the supply over here. I think it's probably going to push through. If you look at other indicators too, I mean, just look at the weekly, like, it's way about the weekly Ichimoku. On the 2 week, it's above the Tenkan Kijun. All of these are pretty, bullish things here. It's above the Tenkan Kijun or conversion baseline. It's kind of like over here before it broke out. And on the monthly, we're still waiting for the final breakout of the monthly Ichimoku cloud. I guess that's what it is waiting for. Like, this cycle is behaving a little bit different from last cycle. Last cycle, it just really didn't care about monthly Ichimoku cloud at all. It just pushes through like, I don't care. Here, you're really having a hard time trying to push through, a little bit of push and pull, just like you go on a date. Who's going to pay for a check? Are you going to buy me dinner? Are we going to have dessert? Am I going to be too fat if I eat dessert? What are you going to think about me? Is this going to be a long-term thing? It's going to be an overnight thing. We're still trying to decide what it wants to do. So that's kind of what Doge is doing. Ultimately, I do see that it would probably end up hitting some of the higher targets, which you really want to review back over here in terms of what the targets are. You're going to look at this and you're going to say, okay, so how high did it go last cycle? Last cycle went all the way up to 2.272 here on the log fibs. Are we going to go to a Brazilian market cap here to 2.272 where you got a $23 Dogecoin? Probably not. But I think some of the higher targets here probably be reachable, like the 1.272, 1.414, and 1.618, around $1.50, $2, $4. I think these are potentially reachable targets. And maybe one day, and you call about somebody requested this chart here, OOS, and I just kind of glanced at it. I don't really know exactly what it is, but if you look at the monthly chart here, you just do a Bollinger Band. You can see there's a very nice Bollinger Band expansion. You see 20-month moving average has been crawling down as resistance, and you really claim it from resistance here to support. And you're having the same look like Tesla did with the Bollinger Band expansion, 20-month moving average going up. It looks like it wants to go higher. Where is it going to find the next resistance? Probably going to be at the 0.618 over here, which it got rejected over here last time when it went down, and trying to do a little bit of bearish back test. And right now you're having a little bit of a resistance here. We're probably going to be around like $4.76 is kind of my guess in terms of next level. You may end up having a little bit of a sideways here, but I think that based on the way that looks, it probably end up pushing through. When I talk about sideways, you talk about maybe minus or plus or minus 20%. Who knows? Who cares? I mean, this looks like a bull trend. That's OOS. If you're going to talk about the next chart here, somebody requested, which is apparently Vera Bradley VRA. What you can see here is a completely trendless stock
wait.
here for.
They want the crypto. I made this mistake last week on Matt's show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking about a brand that nobody cares about. So you're talking about Veracity. You're talking about Veracity. Well, you know what? It also is a little bit trendless, isn't it? Because right now, even though you have the end of a downtrend, you're no longer seeing the 20-month moving average going down anymore. You're seeing it flattening, but it really has a hard time breaking through it. And right now, you just kind of got rejected right off of it. So what should we do? Nobody knows. What's going to happen next? Nobody knows, because you have the conversion line also serving as resistance. So you still need a little bit extra energy to kind of push through here. I would say that right now, we don't know what it's going to do. It looks like it's forming a little bit of a double bottom over here, but who knows what it's going to do, right? It can continue to form a triple bottom, quadruple bottom. Who knows? It's a little bit trendless. So I probably would be just a little bit more cautious here. But if you're talking about crypto, if the others chart are going up, I think this double bottom is probably going to end up ultimately working out. It's probably going to end up pushing higher. But right now, it's still a little bit trendless, so it might lag behind a lot of the other altcoins here. So thank you so much for correcting me. The next one I want to talk about is Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. Now, I always thought that this chart looks extremely similar to the IWM chart, except for the fact that right now is outperforming the IWM chart, right? Just look at the morphology. It looks very, very similar, because I think a lot of the dividend stocks are a little bit, mid to small caps, and they are very, very similar in terms of morphology. But you can see how IWM has a hard time breaking above the 0.786, and it did break above in this back testing it. But right now, the Schwab Dividend ETF have here SCHD is already trying to challenge this 1.272, and it's just simply come back to the previous all-time high and challenge it again. And right now you passed test. Looks like it wants to go back to beat it again. When I chart this against IWM, I thought that was pretty interesting because I actually eventually, when I exited the market, I actually want to get into something like this, and I wonder whether or not I should maybe get this or get IWM. If you look at the trend of how IWM is doing against Schwab dividend index, whatever, ETF, whatever, you can see that it has done absolutely nothing for about a decade and a half. The interesting thing is I think IWM pays very little dividend. I think they pays maybe maybe 1 point something percent, but Schwab they actually paid about like 3.5, 3.6% dividend. So if you talk about things that is going to do absolutely nothing, but if you end up having SCHD paying more dividends, that actually means that over years you actually end up making a lot more money. Plus, actually, right now is a little bit outperforming IWM, which is a very, very interesting kind of thing. So I think it's probably going to keep going up. I think it's probably going to end up hitting maybe at least like the 1.618 of this cycle. We'll see how it goes, but I think it's a very, very interesting chart. Let's talk about our favorite trader, Nancy Pelosi here. TEM, I believe that she apparently has a disclosure that she has a ownership on this stock here. So look at the Ichimoku here. You can see, look at Ichimoku here. You can see how it's hitting resistance here. You got a big gap up into resistance. Front row, is Nancy Pelosi doing something right, or is she actually going to be wrong this time? I don't know. It's a lower high here, right? You make a higher high before you can really call this a bull trend, and it's running into resistance, forming a lower high, and it's got a gap underneath. I don't know whether or not this is really a favorable setup. You're also looking at the 20-month moving average. It's right at the resistance. So I don't know, Nancy. I don't know what you're going. I don't know what you're doing. I'm going to stay away from this. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You got a much better trading system.
Whoa, you're betting against Nancy Pelosi? Whoa,
From the technical analysis standpoint, yeah. I mean,
yeah, but she knows things that not even like God.
That is true. That's how far technical analysis goes, right? CONL, all I gotta say is bullish. Even look at the simple chart, you can see above our support band is being supported. If I just pull up all the other stuff over here, I'm gonna unmask my nasty can here. Basically, it's kind of backtesting important fit level, is backtested very confluent zone support over here. Even Coinbase is looking extremely bullish, guys. If backtest is 0.776, Matt has talked about this over and over again. You can also see his backtesting a bonus support band right at the zone and right at my arc. It's like a confluent support zone. That's why it's going higher. There's really, like, to me, I think there's very little doubt that it's going to go up higher. SCN USD. I'm sorry if I'm taking all the time, guys. All I'm going to say right here is it's got a little bit of tweezer top here, so in the short term, I'm a little bit worried. The other thing that gets me a little bit worried is that it's way outside the upper Bollinger Band here on a weekly, and things generally like to follow gravity. So yeah, it's probably going to end up coming back to touch the upper Bollinger Band here at some point. Is it going to happen this week, or is it going to happen next week after it just closes about the upper Bollinger Band here? I don't know. I just don't find this setup to be short-term favorable. Long-term, extremely favorable, because it looks like it's just expanding the monthly Bollinger Band wide, and compliance is looking very, very nice. If you're also looking at the fit levels from here going down here, you can see how it also got similarly rejected at 0.618, right? So yeah, you are maybe short-term a little bit less favorable. You probably end up getting a little bit of a retracement. How far does it go? Nobody really knows. But it's a very, very bullish trend long term. Just understand that in the short term, these are all coins that can drop like 30, 40% in a wimp. If you buy the top way outside the upper Bollinger Band on the monthly and the weekly, that's no good. That's no good, guys. That's no good. GALA, sorry to talk about this. This is a, I had a chart here from the past. I'm going to actually not distract myself here. If you look at this, it is looking pretty bullish. Actually, this looked more or less kind of like a little bit Ethereum-ish kind of, where it's just kind of have a hard time trying to decide whether or not something is support or resistance. But it finally was able to break through and backtest the 20-month moving average here after it's been resistance over here. And right now, really claiming it for support. I'm just waiting for a little bit more impulsive price action for the Bollinger Band to potentially expand to upside and downside, and maybe flip this to more of a bull trend here. Now, in terms of targets, I think it's a little bit too mature to call it. I have a lot of mess here. I'm sorry. I'm going to delete all this crap here. I don't even remember what's the last time I looked at this. But if I just do the fit levels here again, I think that it's probably going to hit like the 0.382 here. It needs to push back through to get a next level before it decides what it wants to do. Finally, I'm going to talk about Avalanche. Was it AVAX USD? Yeah, let's talk about this one here. So for this one, I actually do have a again, that I've drawn, which I thought was okay. 721. This is done on loft scale. It simply just got rejected here at resistance, both in terms of 0.618 and also in terms of the arc over here. And it's just trying to find support. Where is it finding support at? It's finding support at our support band. So squeezing between support and resistance. Right now, you're stuck in a range, and you look at the lower end of the range. So I find this to be risk-reward ratio-wise pretty decent. So did I do all the requests? I think I did.
Oh my god. That was amazing.
Yeah,
Dad.
how long? It's like 15 minutes. I don't know.
We still have like 11 minutes left in the show.
Yeah, what do you guys want to talk about?
How many robots?
I don't think we talked about XRP, right? I can't remember.
But I think we hit all the major points, you know. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about how dead Ethereum is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ethereum is completely dead because it's like right at the bullrun support band, and it's also, like FIP level wise, it's also really it's just trying to reclaim the 0.786, and once it passes 0.786, and actually it also needs to pass through the 0.886 here too. It's just getting ready to launch. That's all. Like they know that if you pass the 0.86, it's going much higher. So they reject it not once, not twice, but 3 times. Sounds very biblical, doesn't it? And it just kind of came back all the way down to 0.786, and simply is trying to break back through about. But right now you're stuck in a tight range, right? You're stuck right there at the bonus support band. You're stuck right there at 0.786. You've got through 0.786 before, so there's no reason to think that it's not going to do that. And you also have the support of the Ichimoku out here on the weekly. So there are a lot of things that are actually going favorable for Ethereum moving forward. Especially the one thing that is going the most favorable for Ethereum is that the sentiment is crap. I'm done.
Just like DNW. I have one thing I want to show with Ethereum on my chart. And here it is. It's a beautiful chart. See, look at how beautiful this is. It's gorgeous. It's so cute. Anyways, who's a good little chart? No. So one thing that people don't realize, if you take the cycle high of 2018 and the cycle low down here, look at the support it's holding, guys. It is holding the 1.272, the 3095 gorgeously. So this is the support. 3,000, the wick below into the 29s. This is your support. The people that are capitulating, they are capitulating at support. And this is going higher, right? It's going to go higher. It's going to go to the 4,600. It's going to go above, even to the 1.618, to the 8,000, probably. So if you were to buy, which I'm not, but if you were, actually, maybe I will. Maybe I'll just buy more, because why not? It's at support. Yeah. If you were to buy, this is where you would buy, right? Right here. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's going.
Sorry. You know, the longer
what are you
sideways,
doing over there?
The higher.
Are you like rubbing your
I'm
microphone
sorry.
or something?
I was trying to.
No, it sounded like something's coming out of one of his orifices.
I forgot my stupid microphone.
Yeah.
Wait, I see a bright light. Oh no!
Oh no!
No. The longer it goes sideways, and the higher it shoots up when it does try to play catch up. If you just draw like a 45-degree angle through time, you can see where it wants to go, and the longer it goes sideways, then the faster it's got to run up to catch up to that 45-degree angle.
Well, it's just like people are expecting, because last cycle it just blasted through the 786 and it was a leader, right? It was a leader in the market. It was leading everything, and it went straight up. But now it's a laggard, so people are giving up on it, and things like the dinosaur coins are the ones that are leading, right? The HBARs or the XRPs, or even the Solana is about to break out too. So it's just lagging this time, but it's holding support gorgeously. So I cannot stress enough that this is not the time to capitulate right here. So
the only thing I don't like about the Ethereum chart is that it hasn't gone sideways long enough like Mara. Like that's
we need more pain, more capitulation.
It's gone sideways for only what, like 8, 9, 10 months. It's not like a whole year or longer. Yeah. It's not as painful as XRP was for many years.
Yeah, 6 years.
And if you need any more, logic to dissuade you from selling Ethereum, just think about it this way: once you get finished paying the gas fees, you'll be so underwater from your original position. So don't sell it.
Yeah,
Stupid
that is
gas
exactly
fees.
right. And I see an ADA type, or somebody typed in the chat. So yeah, it's at the 618. It's getting rejected, but I think Cat has the same GAN as me. I'm not even sure, but it looks similar to what he had. But yeah, it's just stuck in a little tiny little wedge there. And just give it a few more weeks, and I think it goes right. I think it goes above the 112, then maybe to the blue level and the 176 zone. So yeah, this chart is still bullish, support held perfectly at the 50% level, and I think just give it a little bit more time and it's going to go higher.
Hey Matt, what's the worst performing altcoin? Not that's a shit coin, like it's an altcoin that you just like, yeah, it's not really worth the time.
Casper. This
Actually,
one
the
maybe.
friendly altcoin.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe MNW. I think. I don't know, but MNW is actually holding support, right? It's actually holding the 45-degree angle, so it has a chance. It has a chance. Yeah, I would probably say Casper that I follow, or maybe even A0 looks terrible too, right? It's losing support after support after support.
Oh no! Oh gosh!
Yeah. Oh yeah, it just made a lower low. So yeah, A0 looks terrible. Terrible. It's disgusting. It makes me want to vomit. Yeah.
All right, there you go. I just, it's nice to be able to cross a few off your list. It's like, guys, don't play these coins. Don't even ask us about these.
Somebody said Dot. No, Dot has a chance. Dot has a fighting chance. It's holding above the orange level nicely. So don't include Dot. Don't insult Dot that way. It has a chance. It has a chance.
You just want to wear your polka dot bikinis. That's what you want.
I do. And Tia also has a chance too. Celestia. It has a chance, right? Even though it's not that bullish.
This is great. It's just like going to the Pokemon arena. Like even all the names of the coins have names like Pokemon.
Yeah, pretty much. But nothing in my eyes is as bullish as Sui. Sui's really bullish. Nothing's as bullish as Solana or XRP. Look at that chart, gorgeous. Even HBAR, it's building a base on top of the 786. HBAR is so gorgeous right here, and it's above the orange level of the GAN too. Like I think minimum HBAR is going to hit is probably like maybe 180, maybe just 1.44, maybe even the 320. I think it's going that high. It's looking very, very nice.
I need to buy some HBAR. Very cool.
All right. With that said, I think
I've got to rug them all.
Yeah, instead of D&W, we got to hire him for our marketing.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Shit coins, gotta rug them all.
Man, we're still getting demonetized. Anyway.
Well, only if they can distinguish my tone. I don't know. It's not that good.
You sing it, it's fine.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
All right. The pain, the soreness in my belly from laughing tells me that we've had another successful show.
Yeah,
we
it's
did.
always fun to do it with you guys. Yeah. That's what she said.
All right. Well, the silence is killing me now. Oh, XLM. Yeah, XLM also very bullish too. Yeah.
Yeah, another dinosaur. Yeah, don't be offended about dinosaur. I mean,
they're leading the way. I mean, they were once extinct, but they're making a comeback. Just look at Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the new series, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Heart stop at 9.
Yep.
I love y'all, and let's do it again next week. Yeah.
Hatsure Matku. Hi, arigato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Tomorrow morning, and then again next Tuesday we'll do it all again.
Yay.
Triumvirate rides again.
Yay. Yay. And I'm gonna try a different vibe as well. I don't know what other vibe I have, but we'll find out.
I liked all the VODs tonight. They were great. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
You can do me and Tracker next time.
Oh my god, it was hilarious.
Just,
Yeah, do me. Do it.
I'll think about it. It's got to be something special. I'll think about it. Yep.
Oh. For episode 33.
Yep.
Or you can be like Meet Kevin. You got to study him.
I don't know. His voice is disgusting. I can't
He always
do it.
but Kevin.
I haven't ever watched this show, but he sounds like he could be a character on Everybody Loves Raymond.
He's an interesting guy. But I think
he knows how to market himself. So
yeah. I think
bravo for him.
Yeah, he knows how to market himself. I think there's certain people that's just gonna have like the charisma and the which I don't have. You know, I'm sorry. I just
Yeah, you do.
You've got fantastic beta charisma.
All right, I'll think about that too. All right, guys, gotta go. Take care.
Right. Take care, guys.
Good night,
Later.
Good night,
Yep,
everybody.
later,
Thank you all so much for hanging out with us again tonight, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye bye.